Sam, making this quick video here down in San Francisco near the water. And we have a auspicious placement coming up in the sky in a couple of days. It's called Akshaya Tritiya. Akshaya Tritiya. Tritiya is the third lunar day. I'm recording this on the first lunar day, which is Tuesday. So on Thursday, we'll have this Akshaya Tritiya, and it's a celebration of the sun and the moon both being exalted. So we just had this eclipse in Aries, where the sun was exalted in Aries, and also Saturn is exalted in Libra. So with that eclipse, you know, it's and with the exalted sun, it's a real challenge to us relative to our true power and whether or not we're living in connection with our true power, with the true source of power within us, which is what the sun is, the Supreme Self, Paramatman. And we're supposed to act instinctively, which is Aries, with that, in accordance with our deeper self, our true self, which is the sun, that soul of all. And the soul of all, the sun, is a part of us that's not really concerned with whether or not people like us or people are going to approve of us, or even the smaller concerns of like our level of confidence, you know, whether we're confident enough to do this or whether or not we're going to be approved of, or it's just acting in accordance with what we know is right and trusting and knowing that that's all we have, is that inner light radiating out from us. So we're supposed to act on that rather than act from some place where we lack the confidence, or where we're considering, well, if I act accordance with this, it's not very sensible, I might make a mistake, I might look foolish, it might not be the right thing. So when we're in harmony with our deeper self, with our deeper nature, which is the sun, and we act from that place, good things happen. That's what we're all trying to do. And we're all aware of how much we're doing that right now, because this sun is being eclipsed in Aries. And so we're thinking to ourselves, how many choices and how many times have I thought, you know, I should do that, which is Aries, and I don't. So this is a big thing that's happening now, and the sun and moon, when they join together, form the eclipse, which is what just happened. And then in a couple days, like I said, on Akshaya Tritiya, the moon is also exalted. So we have the sun exalted in Aries, and then the moon becomes exalted in Taurus on the third lunar day. It's going to happen in Rohini Nakshatra. And so we'll have the sun and moon both exalted on the third lunar day. So as I say, I'm recording this on the first lunar day, Pratipad, which is Tuesday, or into Tuesday. So the titis are actually changing in the middle of the day, very early in the morning in the US, so a little allowance here. But Akshaya Tritiya will begin on Thursday, and have both the sun and the moon exalted. So the moon is that reflection of consciousness. So the sun is that pure light, that light of the soul, as I said, that has no shadow as I move into the shadow. And the moon is the reflection of the sun. It's the part of us that feels that shadow projection. It's the part of us that feels that we may make a mistake and we may look foolish and people might not like us, and we have all this sensitivity and this attachment to our separate self because of the moon. Actually, the sun and the moon together created this body and created this world. The sun and the moon created life forms on Earth. This is not just a weird astrologer talking, this is science, okay? And the sun and the moon working into their vibrations created forms. And that's why our life and our body, or I should say our physical life and our body, are timed with the cycles of the sun and the moon. So having both the sun and moon exalted on Akshaya Tritiya, the third lunar day, is a great time to really evaluate and assess that reflection of consciousness, that reflection that's coming back in response to this eclipse that I mentioned. So the biggest thing about this eclipse in Aries is related to those sun themes. Those of us who are really acting in accordance with our inner light and pushing that out are feeling incredibly busy and incredibly challenged to even take it to the next level. Those who aren't are feeling overwhelmed, what should I be doing? How can I spread my light? And the moon is the important quality of consciousness and feeling that integrates this limited self, which is shown by the ascendant astrologically, with that universal unembodied self of the sun. In between those two things, in between the universal self of the sun and the separate self, or the embodied self of the ascendant, is the moon. So having both exalted on Akshaya Tritiya brings a high capacity for integration and reflection relative to these themes. So the exalted sun and the exalted moon together on that lunar day of Tritiya is a good time to reflect and project the self out into the world and feel connected to that higher purpose, that one without a second, and overcome your need to feel comfortable and your need to be in your comfort zone, which is what the moon is. Many times it's the lower qualities of the moon that really prevents us from acting full on because we're afraid of looking foolish or making a mistake or having people not like us. You know, in order for you to really grow into all that you're meant to be, you're going to have to evolve beyond a lot of people's perceptions of you. I mean, what would your family think if suddenly you started posting videos about how people should live their life, or whatever it is that you imagine yourself doing that you're not doing? What would your friends and family think if suddenly you claim that you're this more evolved being than they think you are or that they want you to be? Because as soon as you start to evolve beyond their version of you, you're going to challenge them to evolve as well. And these are a lot of the big problems of the moon holding us back in our growth and evolution. Because the moon has to do with our memories and our emotions and our moods, but a lot of those things are formed by our conditioning, which is based on family dynamics and roles from the past, and these things that we haven't yet moved beyond. And stepping outside your comfort zone is key if you're going to evolve in full consciousness and have your life, which is an expression of that consciousness, evolve into higher contribution. And so, stepping outside your comfort zone is crucial, and that comfort zone is shown by the moon. So it's first identified and acted upon by the sun, and then we need to reflect it and integrate it emotionally and with the people that we care about through the moon. Many times, in order to grow into that person that you are to become, You have to develop new friends, new associations, new contracts with people, put in place new grooves and memories and patterns. All of these things are related to the moon. So this is big stuff. This is what's up for us right now. So I hope you enjoyed this. Share it with others. I know there was some background noise, so before you email me telling me that the drummer was distracting and all this was distracting, I know. So here we are. You got the cruise ship up there, see? This is a nice little walk here in San Francisco. See the cruise ship? Maybe I'll get on the ship. Love boat. Love, exciting and new. Come aboard. We're expecting you.